So good afternoon everybody. This is my next video on the secrets of Neet toppers. So I was just explaining about the levels of the mind, that there are three levels: the conscious, the subconscious and the unconscious level. And mind has a tendency to move from conscious to unconscious mind. It's the natural tendency of the mind. You just free your mind and it will try to take you away from the present. It will try to trap you in the words. It is the natural tendency of the mind. But if you want to achieve great things, if you want to do something out of the box or something which most of the people are unable to do, then you have to work on the reverse process, which is accessing information from unconscious to the conscious mind. I say this as a retrieval effect or the retrieval process. And this retrieval process is the basic of every scientific or every philosophical discovery. Every new thing has its roots in the retrieval effect. Let's take example of benzene. So benzene, when initially it was thought to be a cyclic compound, but when the reactions were done on benzene, so the energy changes involved were very less, so it was exceptionally stable. So when the reason was thought, there was a scientist with the name Kekulé. So he thought on the exceptional limited energy or the low energy changes while benzene undergoes certain chemical reactions. So he saw a dream. In the dream, he observed a snake which is biting its tail. So this dream got benzene the idea that there is something called as the resonance effect, which is the bonding electrons between adjacent pair of carbon atoms shifts their position, moves away, shifts their position in a cyclic way as a snake tries to bite its tail. And in this process, there is additional energy state. The energy is used, the extra energy is used in the process of shifting the bonds. So which explains that less energy is available to be induced or to be emitted as the energy of the reaction. So initially it was out of the box. Nobody had thought in that way. So it is the free mind which is capable to give you a thought or something which is out of the box. Let's take another example. So let's take the example of let's say Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein. So you must be knowing that Albert Einstein was a sort of daydreamer. He was a sort of daydreamer. And when his brain was analyzed, he had 17% larger parietal lobe, which is used for the visualization. So parietal lobe is used for visualization, or you can say the 3D dreams. So the first thing when Albert Einstein was racking his brain related to the time and gravity, related to the space and the time. So he just observed a clock tower. Suppose this was the clock tower. And he is, suppose at a certain distance, he is Albert Einstein. and he is observing and interpreting the light coming from the clock tower. Suppose here the clock reads 3. So this information will be transferred to the brain of Albert Einstein, and his brain will think that the clocks are like this, the hands of the clocks are like this. Now Albert Einstein thought that I am able to see clocks in a certain way because I am receiving information through the eyes. Sun is over there, photons are incident on the clock hands, these are reflected by the clock hands, and this information is able to reach to the brain of Albert Einstein, and because of that he is feeling like clock reads 3. But if we observe deeply, certainly there is a time lag between when the clock actually reads 3 and when this information reaches to the brain of Albert Einstein, because they are separated by space and any information can't travel faster than the speed of light. So there is a certain time lag. Albert Einstein thought that if I am feeling that time is 3 o'clock sharp, then this information is the past. So actual time is somehow greater than or more than 3, although a little bit, but it is more than 3. Because the photons of light reflected from the clocks itself would have taken some time to reach from the clock to the brain of Albert Einstein. So that means there is something involved between an event and its perception by the brain. And there are time lags when there are space lags. So he just thought in that way. Now he visualized that what will happen if I myself travel with the speed of light. So if Albert Einstein would have traveled with the speed of light, that means light reflected from the clock would never be able to reach to the brain of Albert Einstein. And his brain will not any updated information regarding the event of movement of the hands of the clock. So for him, time will seems to be frozen because information is not updated. So he will not feel change in that. His brain will be accessing the past memories, and for him, time will feel like frozen, or it will feel like time has stopped. Or in a way we can say that time will slow down. So from this thought experiment we can intuitively conclude that faster we move through space, slower we move through time, which is one of the fundamental postulations of the theory of relativity, the impact of time and space. So time gets slowed down. This is a concept of time dilation in theory of relativity. So this is as simple as that. Faster you move through space, slower you move through time. So this concept was felt by Albert Einstein in thought experiments. And when experiments were done on atomic clocks of cesium, it was found that they differ slightly by the time delay. So it was proved experimentally also.